Welcome to Toe to Toe, a podcast for realtors where you'll witness a battle of opinions about topics affecting your real estate business. There are many ways for realtors to achieve success. The secret is to find which approach will work for you. Now, always in your corner, here are your hosts, Jenn Murtland and Monica Weakley.
All right, and welcome to another episode of Toe to Toe. I'm Jenn Murtland, and I am here with my constant opponent, Monica Weakley.
And the crowd goes crazy.
Each episode, we choose a different real estate topic to battle about, and we go toe to toe arguing our differing opinions.
All right, our number one goal is to help you, the fearless realtor, to find a path that feels authentic to you. When you build your business based on a style and a set of standards that truly fits who you are, that's when your business will thrive and you'll love what you do. So during today's throwdown, Jenn and I are going to be duking it out over this question. Do you have to pre-qualify a buyer 100% of the time before you take them out to see a house? Do you have to pre-qualify them 100% of the time before you take them out to see a house?
All right, Monica, let the throwdown begin. Why don't we get us started?
All right. I feel pretty strongly on this subject, and this is just based on my experience.
Right. So
I know you do. That's why we're here, toe to toe. I feel like while I do have standards and I do believe in pre-qualifying and putting them through a process, my standard was I will take you out to see one house before you have to go through that process. Now, little caveat is they need to be pre-qualified, but yes, I will go. And here's why I will go. I believe in the power of connection, face-to-face, at the house. You show them in good faith, you're ready to step up and serve them. And then you put them into your system, into
Monica, no way, man.
What?
Oh my God. No, you have to pre-qualify them 100% of the time. They need to show you that they are ready to buy a house. Look, that process is so complicated and it's so emotional for them. And if they can't even take that first step of listening to you when you tell them like, well, you said they have to be pre-qualified they have to be pre-qualified by a lender, right? 100% of the time?
I ask them to make that call before we head to the house. And
what if they don't?
Well, I'll play that by ear based on how well I know them.
So you will do it if there are certain cases where you will show them and they're not pre-qualified?
I probably have. Is it ideal? No, but I'm also a realist in knowing that my main point right there in that moment, that business moment, is to connect with them.
Yeah, and you've made the connection with them that you'll do whatever they want, that you're not in control of the situation and the process. So what else do you think they're going to be demanding about? They're going to want to lowball sellers like some crazy amount because now they know everything. You don't. You're the professional and you need to treat the whole process like you're a professional. I have never been on a plane or sitting with an attorney where he's like, well, what do you want to do? What do you think should happen? No, they freaking tell me what they're going to, well, actually the pilot never does, but you get the point.
Right.
Like they are the ones that own the process. And I listen.
If you live in a freaking perfect la la land world where all that goes just the way you want it.
Cumberland. Do you want to come?
Good for you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But hey, look, I live in the real world, and the real way that this thing goes down is sometimes you've got to give a little bit in order to then create the relationship and then create your standards. It's up to me to create the standards from there. I will do it, and they will operate within them, or they won't be my client.
Well, I mean, you're right. Like nothing's 100%, of course, right?
Right.
So, I mean, I think a lot of it can kind of happen at the same time. And I agree with you. Like if they're not even, for me, if they're not even willing to like talk to the lender ahead of time, they're not really showing me that we're in this together. Okay. They're just usually like looky-loos or something like that. And especially in some markets where houses are going within minutes, you do kind of have to collapse everything together. But all the more reason to take their urgency and get what you need in order to better help them, because you have to understand what they're looking for, or you're going to be dragged around. Is dragged a word? I don't know.
That's
dragged around.
word, dragged around. Yes.
For like 40 or 50 houses when really they only have about 3 or 4 choices.
Well, you're right. And listen, you and I both know that obviously, ideally, you're right. Realistically, I may be right, but here's where a lot of agents fail is they don't even have a system to, at any point in the process, put their client into. So they are dragged around like a dog on a leash from house to house to house to house to house. So something is better than nothing. And I guess that's the corner I'm standing in. And sure.
So maybe like, okay, besides being pre-qualified by a lender, like what are a couple of other pre-qualifying questions that they could ask a buyer?
Oh, before they go out? Yeah. So tell me about your current living situation. Do you rent? Do you own a home? Do you need to sell that home in order to buy? You know,
right.
Those kinds of things, right? I mean, if they live in if they're renting and their rent's not up for 6 months and they're not willing to back out of the lease, we're definitely not going out.
Exactly. Right? I'd rather know that now. But also too, like another question they could ask about, like, what are you looking for? What do you like about your current place versus what you don't like about your current place? Why do you like that? What's important about that in your next place? Mm-hmm. And kind of dig a couple of questions deeper. Because I don't know about you, but I find that a lot of people say things, but they act differently. And it's not because they're like lying. It's because they don't really know.
Right. Which is what you're saying, like, get through that process. You may uncover it's not even the right time.
Exactly. That's why you pre-qualify them. Because look, I hate driving. So I would rather do all this crap over the phone and find out it's not a match than go out there at 6 o'clock, or it doesn't even matter the time, then get in my car and drive over there to find out and waste everybody's time to find out they're not even really ready to buy.
I look at my time spent with them a little differently, that I look at if I can show up, bring value, connect, even if it's not the right time for them. Now, I have made a real estate connection, which is one of our goals as an agent every single day. If we could operate by making 2 or 3 real estate connections every single day, how great would our business be? So if I can take that maybe hour of my life and leverage it into a future relationship, future referrals, begin to serve them in an automated way, I guess I just don't see that quite as cut and dry as your show. You know?
Yeah, I think it's time. I need you to go back to your corner. I'm going to go back to mine.
I think this duel is over. You're right.
Oh, it's over for sure. All right. We're going to take a short break and hear a word from our sponsor. And when we return, we're going to have the final punches.
Do you have an entrepreneur mindset? Do you believe in the power of building wealth versus just selling houses? There's a new kind of business model for realtors, and you owe it to yourself to see why top agents and teams are aligning their future with the fastest growing real estate company in the world. eXp Realty, tomorrow's brokerage today. For more information or a private discussion, go to the Toe to Toe Podcast Facebook page and send a private message telling us you'd like to learn more about eXp Realty.
Welcome back. Now, before we ring the bell for the final round, let's turn now to today's Toe to Toe heavyweight agent. We've got with us today Andy Shear. Hi, Andy.
What's up, Monica?
What's up? All right. Andy is an incredible real estate agent in the Bucks County, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania area. If you have any referrals, send them his way. It's Scherer, but it's just one syllable, Shear. All right. And Andy also runs a very well-respected coaching company called Pillar 9 Coaching. He coaches agents. So we value you and are so psyched you're here today, Andy. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
All right. So today, Jen and I are battling it out over the idea of pre-qualifying buyers before you show them a house. Now, Jen and I have completely different ideas on this, and we want you to break the tie. So what is your policy? What do you do as far as pre-qualifying a buyer before you'll even show them a single house?
Yeah, this is a big one. I mean, you can throw some serious right hooks with this one.
That's right.
So I'm probably going to go, I don't know who I'm going to go with, like who has what opinion or who's throwing what hooks. It's an appointment. If it's an appointment, it needs to be pre-qualified. right? So the pre-qualification, in my opinion, helps establish and build relationships, also establish and builds authority and sort of reverence. And also it gives you an opportunity to sort of customize the process for that person and deliver the education that they need to serve them the best.
Okay, so is your answer you will not go out and meet a buyer at a house without taking them through your question process?
That is absolutely accurate.
You won't even get out of the chair.
Doesn't make sense.
Boy, you and Jen, I swear. All right. You guys are much more disciplined than I am. All right, Andy, thank you so much. You are a heavyweight agent, and we appreciate your time.
Absolutely, Monica. Thanks.
All right. I love it. Thanks, Andy. You are a heavyweight champ in real estate. Now let's get back to the show and close out with our final round. All right, Monica, I'm going to time you. You have 1 minute to close your argument, and then it's my turn.
I don't know if I can do anything in 1 minute, but okay, Here it is. Guys, I live in the real world. And while systems and buyer consultations are absolutely critical to your success, I want you to know they have a place in your business. I also am realistic enough to know that sometimes you need to just show up. I say it's okay to go show up and then be sure that you run them through your standards, which may be a buyer consultation or whatever that is for you. Whatever it is, live by it and make sure they understand why it's to their advantage to go through the system that you've put in place. That's my opinion.
All right, good job. And I say pre-qualify them 100% of the time. I believe it shows your professionalism and it just makes you more organized and it makes you better to help them and serve them, but you can't help them if you don't understand the details. And the only way to do that is to get it over the phone. I mean, I guess you can do it in person, but like you can also do it over the phone.
Right. You know what I just realized as you were making that point, which is good, is you've probably lost some business because you didn't show up, and I've wasted time because I showed up. Like
Yeah.
there's
Right.
loss opportunity on either side. You just have to decide which is more important to you in your life. Do you have a limited amount of time, or are you willing to take a risk on money for convenience?
That's a good question.
Right?
Sounds like another topic.
Sounds like another topic. All right, that's going to have to be the end of today's battle. Do you think there was a knockout? Is
Yes.
Jen lying flat on the ground?
No.
Am I lying flat on the ground?
Yes.
Please do us a favor and go to our Facebook page and comment, vote there. Who do you think won today's toe-to-toe battle? All right, Rockstar Realtors, I hope you've enjoyed today's battle, and we hope that you heard something here that helped you get clarity on your path and the standards that you want to set on this subject.
Thanks for listening to the Toe-to-Toe podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can get updates when new episodes are available. And we truly love your feedback and would appreciate all likes, reviews, shares, and we'd love to hear your suggestions about future topics.
All right, Jen, I'll see you next time.
All right, Monica, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Toe-to-Toe podcast. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you get updates when new episodes are available. And we truly love feedback and would appreciate all likes, reviews, and suggestions for future topics.